So many of you have been sending me your questions about nursing, studying, applying for jobs, and life in general in Australia. So in today's video, I'm covering it all. From nursing school is hard, to how to land at your first RN job in Australia, and even if you can switch from nursing to medicine, we are covering it all. And for those of you who are new to the channel, I'm a registered nurse based in Sydney, Australia. I graduated in 2017, and since then I've been working as a registered nurse at one of the emergency departments in Sydney, and now also currently working with the Australian Red Cross. I started this channel to share my own journey from nursing student to registered nurse, and to hopefully make the journey a little bit easier for you. So let's get right into it. Now, the first question is, which subjects and topics I should cover before my nursing degree starts? This is one of the most common questions I get asked from students who are enrolling into the nursing degree, because when you enroll for your degree and when the degree starts, there's a little bit of a gap there. And usually the students are wondering, what should I do? Should I make use of this time and start studying early? But honestly, you don't need to stress much. The course is designed to teach you everything from ground up. But if you want a head start and feel more confident, I suggest going over a few basics. Well, first, anatomy and physiology, because this is where a lot of students struggle. There's a lot of medical terminology, so things like major body systems, organs, and how they function basically. Even a simple YouTube crash course can help. And you can start familiarizing yourself with the body systems and the medical terminology and just the common words that are used in healthcare. That can save you a lot of time. Secondly, basic math skills, especially ratios, conversions, and drug calculations. You will definitely need this when it comes to medications. And finally, your communication skills. Nursing is all about teamwork and patient interaction. So feeling comfortable with professional communication really helps. But don't worry, if you don't know everything before you start your nursing degree, it's designed in a way to take you step by step. Just having a bit of a background will make that first semester less overwhelming. The next question is it hard to get a job in a public hospital after graduation from an Australian university as an international student? Now, this is one of the most common questions I get asked, especially from international students. And honestly, it depends. As an international student, the biggest challenge is that you don't have permanent residency and you don't have your citizenship sorted. And for public hospitals and public organizations in general, they prefer to employ permanent residents and citizens first. And they make it pretty clear that you will only be employed if there's no other permanent resident or citizen deemed to be employed at your very position. That said, I would still go and apply at every single public hospital while I'm filling out my new grad applications. When I was applying for my new grad positions back in 2017, I applied at all New South Wales public hospitals, including the private organizations, because in the back of my mind, I was aware that public hospitals might not give me a position, so I have to apply at the private ones as well. I interviewed for the New South Wales public hospitals as well, but I wasn't offered a position. However, I was still able to secure myself a new grad position at one of the big hospitals in Sydney and started working pretty much straight after my graduation. In fact, I got the contract before I even graduated, because that's how it usually works with the new graduate programs. You get offered the contract before you even graduate. But should you fail a subject and not end up graduating, then they'll just pull that contract away because it's a conditional contract. So I was able to secure that as an international student on a visa, and I've actually made a bunch of videos on my channel sharing how exactly I did it. I know a few international students who were able to get new grad positions with the New South Wales Health this last year. So it really comes down to the competition. If they don't have any permanent residents or citizens applying for that position and you are the only suitable candidate, they will end up employing you. The key here is to start applying early, build your resume with your clinical placements and other health-related work, and don't just target the big name city hospitals. Apply for the rural hospitals as well, because they usually have more opportunities for internationals. Once you're in, you get your foot through the door, it's much easier to move around. You just need that first initial experience in the nursing field, and then you can go and apply for your dream job. That's what I tell every single new grad. Don't be picky in the beginning. Ideally, you want to land at a new grad position, but if you don't, that's okay. For the first job, the most important part is get your foot in the door. So yes, it is competitive, but with persistence and strategy, it's definitely doable. Question number 3, permanent residency scenarios for nurses in upcoming years. When it comes to permanent residency for nurses, the outlook is extremely positive. Australia has been in constant need of nurses for a long time. And with the growing population and the healthcare demands rising, it's only going to increase further. Nursing has been on skilled occupational list for so many years. And honestly, I don't see it being removed anytime soon. In fact, given the ongoing shortages and aging population, the role of nurses remain critical, which means that nursing is one of the most secure and in-demand pathways to get your permanent residency in Australia. So if you are in nursing or considering this as a career, you can feel confident that opportunities for migration and permanent residency will continue to remain stronger even in future. Now, the next question is, can I study medicine after nursing? And what does the pathway involve? And is it easy? Yes, you can definitely study medicine after nursing, and a lot of people actually choose this pathway. But it's not a direct or easy pathway per se. You will have to apply to the med schools just like any other applicant. And this usually involves giving the GAMCET exam, which is like a postgrad entry to medical school, and have a really good GPA, and then going through interviews as well. That's what the process usually involves. GAMCET, having a strong GPA, and then going through interviews. The good news is your nursing background can really help. You already have the knowledge of working in a healthcare system, have the clinical skills, patient communication skills, which makes you a strong candidate. But the process itself, it's still very competitive and time intensive. You'll need to be prepared for years of study, exams, and training. But if medicine is your long-term goal, nursing can be a great foundation. So what you can do is once you graduate, you secure yourself a new grad position, do that, and while you're doing that, you can slowly start preparing for your GAMCET exam, which will need a few months of preparation, and once you sit that, then you can go from there. While I was in nursing school, I actually had this goal in mind as well. I wanted to do the GAMCET and become a doctor eventually. That was my goal. But once I started working as a nurse, doing my new grad program, I decided that actually I enjoy being a nurse and I'm happy playing my part in the healthcare system as a nurse, and I don't want to spend another 10 years of my life studying, and it's okay. Because initially when I was in India, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a doctor like everyone else, and then I moved to Australia to study nursing, and then my plan was to do the GAMCET and be a doctor eventually. But then I decided that this is not the path for me, but it's definitely possible. I see so many nurses doing it, so if that's your long-term goal, go for it. All right, next question. Is working in aged care when studying nursing beneficial? Will it help me get an RN position when I graduate? Working in aged care while you are still a nursing student is super beneficial. Not just aged care, just working any undergraduate nurse job or nursing assistant job is something everyone should consider while they're going through nursing school. You will get a lot of real-life experience with patient care, communication skills, teamwork, which are all the skills that you need when you work as an RN. When you go and apply for those new graduate positions when you graduate, employers do look at your resume for those sort of clinical experiences. So if you've had an undergrad experience in a healthcare facility, be it aged care, hospital, GP clinic, anywhere, it looks great on your resume. It shows that you can handle responsibility and you already know the basics of working in healthcare. And of course, having that on your resume is not going to guarantee you the job. They will also look at the quality of your application and how well you perform in the interview and how you performed in your clinical placements as well. But it definitely gives you more edge over someone who hasn't had any experience in the nursing field. So yes, absolutely. Go for that undergrad job while you're still studying. What's the process of becoming an emergency nurse after bachelor's? Now, becoming an emergency nurse after your graduation is definitely doable, but it's not something that happens straight after your graduation, at least in most hospitals. But here's how it generally works. Well, first of all, you secure yourself a new graduate position. It's a 12-month program usually. Some hospitals do have 3 rotations during the 12-month period, but most hospitals these days do only 2 rotations. So one could be in a medical surgical ward, the other one could be in critical care. It just depends what's available and how many new grads are there in that particular hospital. This is where you build your foundation and gain your clinical experience. Secondly, you have to gain more experience before you apply for those emergency department roles. Emergency departments usually require 1 to 2 years of postgrad experience before you apply for those roles. So strategically, you can start working in other acute care areas or even the cardiac ward. That will look great on your resume when you apply for that emergency role position. And during this time, you will develop more skills like IV cannulations, handling emergencies. Thirdly, you keep an eye out for the emergency roles. Once you have at least 1 to 2 years of experience as an RN, you can start applying for these roles. Some hospitals actually have emergency rotations for new graduates as well. This is great because you don't have to wait for that 1 to 2 years before you work in emergency, and that's exactly what happened for me as well. In the hospital I was working at as a new grad, they had 3 rotations. My first rotation was in surgical ward, which was plastics and urology. The next one was in medical ward, and for the third one, they actually asked for your preferences. Where would you like to go in critical care? And I desperately wanted to go to ICU. But at the time, ICU was very competitive, so many other new grads wanted to go to ICU. So I actually didn't end up getting ICU, and I was so bummed about that. But they ended up giving me emergency. And that's where I ended up staying after my new grad as well. So I was lucky enough to get into the emergency department before I even finished my new grad program. And luckily, they also had a position come out when I finished my new grad. So yes, some emergency departments will offer graduate rotations as well. So if you're lucky, get into that. But otherwise, you just get 1 to 2 years of experience before you apply for those roles. And then lastly, additional training and certifications. Many emergency roles do require you to have advanced life support, not just basic life support, PALS, which is pediatrics advanced life support as well, and other trauma courses as well. And IV cannulation is definitely a plus. In the hospital I was working at, new grads weren't really allowed, I'm not sure allowed, but they weren't really encouraged to do IV cannulations because as a new grad, you're focusing on all the other skills, just consolidating them. So as soon as I finished my new grad, I went straight for the IV cannulation course. And since then, I've been cannulating. So that's something that looks great on your resume as well when you apply for these kind of roles. The key here is get your first RN role, build some experience, and then transition into the emergency department. It's a gradual process, but it's totally possible if you plan ahead and gain the right experience. All right, next question. I'll be starting my nursing degree next year, February 2026 at UTS in Sydney. Any advice you would like to give? Well, first of all, that's very exciting. Congratulations on getting into UTS. Honestly, my biggest advice would be try and enjoy the process and don't try to be perfect from day one. Nursing school can feel so overwhelming at times. But remember, everyone around you is in the same boat. Here's a few tips I wish I knew when I was starting out. Well, firstly, stay organized from day one. Have a little planner, digital or hard copy, whatever works for you, and write down all the assessment due dates with all the exams, including your placements as well. Trust me, it'll save you a lot of last-minute stress. Secondly, when you go on your placements, don't stress about knowing everything. Play the student card. Focus on learning, asking questions, and showing initiative. Nurses and educators don't expect you to know it all. They just want to see that you're keen and willing to learn. Thirdly, build friendships with your classmates. Everyone is in the same boat. It's much easier when you're going through something together. They'll become your support system, your study buddies, and honestly, your sanity during those tough weeks. I remember when I first came to Australia in 2015, I was so new and I was very shy to speak to anyone. But eventually I warmed up to people and I've realized that everyone in Australia is pretty friendly. If you just go and have a conversation, you will slowly start building that support system of yours. All it really takes is a little bit of effort from you. So go and build those friendships with your classmates. And lastly, look after yourself. Nursing school is so intense with clinical placements, tutorials, class, lectures, labs, everything going all at once when semester is in session. So balance is so important. Make time for rest, your hobbies, and fun outside of your work and study. You're going to do great. It's a journey, not a race. And by the time you graduate, you're gonna look back and say, I've done it, and you're gonna be so proud of yourself. So all the very best. Next question. Best resources to prepare for NCLEX? Great question, but honestly, the resources that you would use to prepare for NCLEX for Canada, US, or Australia, they all are the same. The exam format is pretty much the same, so the resources will overlap as well. I graduated in Australia, so I didn't have to sit the NCLEX because if you completed your studies from Australia, you don't have to sit the NCLEX post-graduation. Once you graduated, you're done. But I work with a lot of international nurses who were qualified overseas and they had to go through the OBE pathway, which involves giving the NCLEX and the OSCE exams. So this is what they've recommended. Well, firstly, use the Saunders NCLEX review book. If you do prefer a textbook to refer back to, this is like the NCLEX Bible. All the nurses who've given NCLEX have gone through this book, so highly recommended. Secondly, UWorld. This is like the gold standard for NCLEX preparation. The questions are super close to what they actually ask in the real exam, and the rationale they give you for the answers are amazing for learning. Then we've got something like Simple Nursing or Registered Nurse RN on YouTube. This is perfect if you're more of a visual learner and want quick, engaging explanations. But the main tip here is when you do go and prepare for your NCLEX exam, don't just sit and study the content endlessly. The main thing is that you practice those questions under exam conditions. Because NCLEX is not about cramming the concepts. It's more about critical thinking and applying the knowledge, not just memorizing the facts. Now, the last question I want to go over is, any advice for the ones starting nursing next year at a young age and how it's like moving abroad? Well, starting nursing at a young age is such a blessing because you've got time on your side. Well, my advice would be go in with an open mind and be patient with yourself. Nursing is not just about textbooks. It's about growing as a person, learning resilience, empathy, and confidence. Don't be afraid to make mistakes because that's how you learn. Now, moving abroad at a young age is a whole different adventure. It's exciting but challenging at the same time. I moved to Australia when I was barely 20. And trust me, you will have moments of homesickness, cultural shock, and even at times when you question your own decision of moving abroad. But you'll also grow so much. You'll learn independence, meet people from all around the world because Australia is so multicultural. And this whole journey will make you discover your strengths that you didn't even know you had. For me, when I moved to Australia as a nursing student in 2015, at first it was very tough. But now that I look back, I see how much I've grown, and it was honestly one of the best decisions I've ever made. So my advice would be to embrace the journey and ask for help when you need it. And don't forget to enjoy the little things, exploring new places, making new friends, and building a life that's truly yours. So guys, that's the end of this Q&A video, and I hope I was able to answer most of the questions that you guys had. But if you still have any, drop them in the comment section below. And for those of you who will soon be applying for nursing jobs in Australia, I've actually made a completely free downloadable PDF, which is a nursing job application checklist. I'm gonna link it down below, so feel free to grab it. Anyway, thanks for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.